And it was like in hotel rooms. It was the New York Comic Con.
Oh wow!
And Stan Lee was there. I remember when I saw him there, I bought the most tattered and destroyed Submariner comic I could find, and I got online and I had Stan sign it. Figured it would bring up the value, and then I think for Strangeland, I think I did Comic Con. That was the '90s, so yeah, it's not my first dance, but it's just grown. Every time I go, it's just holy shit. This thing got bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And if you had told me it was coming when I was in my 20s, if you said, Dee, one day Celine Dion's going to record a Christmas song that you wrote, or said, Dee, one day you're going to be on Broadway singing, or you said, Dee, there's going to be plastic dolls of you and you're going to be signing them, I would have said, fuck you, motherfucker, take it back. Because I was 20 and I never but that's life, it's full of surprises. But I was always been a comic book junkie. And these covers here came up because I talked about my early George Kirby covers and some of the books that I love so much. And they did these, and I'm just so stoked because I know the books original books. I had the original books they came from. So being in comic book form, that's kind of a dream come true. That I would have said, really? One day I'm gonna have a comic? I'm gonna be like a superhero on the cover with muscles? Awesome. I would have been into that.
So that was what you wanted to go for, like a comic book graphic novel style, for like an autobiography.
No, I wrote my memoirs, those legit, sort of straight up ones. But when they approach this, it's another way of getting the information out to a different audience. Just like some people like, books on tape, and they won't read a book, So I'm working on my latest book. I've got a novel I wrote that I'm doing on tape because there's people who will not read my book, so if I do it on tape, they'll get it. This story is an important story, and I know that C2 said, with a visual presentation like this, it will reach a different group of people who wouldn't necessarily pay attention, want to watch the C-SPAN, on YouTube, but they will read a comic. So not only do I get to be a superhero, but it's an important message.
How was the process different between writing your memoirs and your novels versus this?
Well, this was an interview. So they had my name. I was stunned that they put me as a writer. I thought that was a stretch. I mean, because it's my story, yes, but and the writer interviewed me extensively, and it was almost like therapy. He wanted to know, okay, here's this censorship thing moving forward, and here's this Dee Snider, and all of a sudden at this point in time, those points cross, and you were there when we needed somebody to be there to say what needed to be said at just the right time. But how did that come together? And part of it's cause and effect, of course. PMRC will say, it was the damn music, But they went back. This book goes to the crib. That's basically what the answer is. My mother fucked me up. No, the answer is I was always told to just shut up. Know your place, be quiet. Quiet. And so I was that kid, I was kind of like in the background, and at some point I said, fuck this, I'm not gonna be quiet anymore, I'm not gonna take it. But it really happened, and I just never shut up. And that's when he came to, do you want to speak about censorship? Fuck yeah, give me the damn microphone. That's my book, shut up and give me the mic,
That's what I wanted to talk to you about, was censorship. Obviously this is your story and you're a hero in it. And I know you fought it in 1980s, but do you ever see a world where we're gonna have it be fixed with censorship?
No, because if you really examine censorship, go way back. Look. I sometimes feel sorry for conservatives because every time they move the line, they'll go, "Okay, you can have this, but no more." And then a friend of mine once said, "Well, there's a line if you don't try and step over it." There was a time when on a sitcom, couples couldn't be in the same bed. Then they allowed them to be in the same bed, and then you get the Friends, and they're openly talking about open relationships and having sex and things like that on a 8 o'clock Thursday night TV show. You go back 50 years, that was inconceivable. So they keep readjusting the Puritans, for lack of a better word, and we keep saying, well, we want more. We want more, we want more, we want more. That's one part of it. The other part of it, and this is the weird part, is that the pendulum has gotten weird because it's not so much conservatives now. We're dealing with ultra liberals who are the hypersensitive and censoring the whole PC thing. You can't say that. You can't say that. You cancel for that. You cancel for that. Because I said something that you disagree with. That's as much censorship as this was on the part of conservatives.
Well, that's what I was going to ask, if you felt it was almost if we're taking a step backwards with that now too, because it is scary. They can look at something that you said 20, 30 years ago and say, that's it, you're done, career's over.
James Gunn is a great
it.
example of that. Like, holy shit. You know, I mean, yeah, well, no, this is scary times. I mean, yeah, women's rights, you know, all rights. They are trying to push the clock back. And, you know, they talk about, you know, I'm going to get ultra political here, but as they make America great, they're talking about the 50s, man. They're talking about the 50s. There's a town in North Carolina, it's Mayberry. And it's after the Andy Griffith show, and it's exact replica. And Ted Koppel went there and did an interview, and 95% of the people there were Trumpers. Okay, and I'm not, again, I want political on this, but the point is, it's just lily white, it's 50s, it's the old days, man. You know, it's like, and that's not the good old days. So to have my granddaughter dealing at a time where she doesn't have a right to choose her own, you know, what happens to her own body, that mortifies me. And as far as the verbal censorship, and you know, we were just talking the other day about one of the greatest movies of all time, Blazing Saddles.
Can never
What a great
happen.
comedy.
Couldn't
Could not be made
Nope.
today. Could not be made.
We talk about it all the time.
It's insane to think that. So again, I just said to you guys, you know, we keep pushing the line forward, but they're pushing the line back too. And it's things are being turned. The clock's being turned back.
Is that something that drew you to like rock and roll music though, where it's always at the forefront of pushing new things forward? And do you find that connection of wanting to break boundaries down, create something new? And is that do you find that's just part of your personality?
You know, it is part of my personality, but now I find myself just trying to lift people and inspire people. I call it the vast center. You know, the vast center. And people say to me, what is a centrist now? I said, if you're willing to have a discussion about something and consider a compromise, you're a centrist. Because on the left and right, they're unwilling to compromise on any level. And I spend my time, I don't do any new music, I write movies and stuff now, I've written a novel, but on social media stuff, I try to say, people recognize we are the true majority, and I consider myself to be a centrist, and really you can't just sit back and let shit happen. We need to say, hey, you shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up. Okay? Stop speaking for me. Stop speaking for me. You don't know who I am, and you don't know who I am either. And you know, that's why I really spend a lot of time. I get asked so much to go into politics, and I'd probably be really good, but it's such a disgusting business. I've been very close to it, and I don't want anything to do with it. You know, yeah, it's sad.
How do you define censorship to yourself? Because at one point it was all legal and whatnot, and now it's becoming more socially regulated, right? So how do you define censorship?
Well, and that's I'm glad you asked that question, because there's this assumption that I am a censorship purist, like Elon Musk believes he is, that you could say anything at any time, anywhere, in any place. No, I'm a First Amendment purist. It was never designed for you to be able to shout fire in a crowded movie theater when there's no fire. Okay, it was never designed to allow you to say something that can hurt somebody, it's hurtful, can actually cause a person bodily injury or emotional injury. That was never freedom of speech. And so I've always been a purist as far as the amendments go. You know, so that's the essential. Essentially, you should be allowed to say anything you want to say, as long as it's not physically going to threaten the life or the well-being of somebody else. That's just irresponsible bullshit.
So can you talk about anything else you have going on for like the rest of this year? I know you just mentioned some other movies. I mean, Strangeland came out in '98.
Yeah.
anymore in the horror franchise?
Well, I've been writing for a long time, and I've been scheduled to direct my first movie called My Enemy's Enemy. It's a horror film. I've written I'm doing a lot of writing. I wrote my first novel, Frats, which is available now, and and I'm a really good writer. I've been writing for 35 years, ever since the videos which I wrote, but that was verbally. I've sort of been studying writing, and I love writing because it gives me the ultimate freedom. So you'll see more of that, and less from the. I'm hoping less in front of the camera and less public and more behind, directing, writing, producing, things like that, and acting. I was supposed to be in a new Adam Sandler, Brad Pitt movie, but you got to push back because of the strikes.
Yeah.
Dee, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Pleasure.